What's going on, everybody? I'm back again, and we have got some knives today. Now, the knives we got today, and we're finally back on the knife trip, is Kubey. I will be showing off some Kubey stuff. Now, I'm not big on Kubey, meaning that I never really had a thing for them, to be honest with you. I never really liked them that much. I never really saw that much in them because it just looked a lot more Let's just put it this way. It just wasn't a great thing for me to look at a Kubey because when I looked at a Kubey, it just didn't seem that great to me. And that was the problem when I looked at the Kubey. I didn't see very much to it. So we're going to go into 3 different types of Kubeys. And we're going to be upgrading. So we're going to be going up in expensive, more expensive, and a more expensive one. Now, when you go to Kubey, one thing you need to understand, you're going to get 20% off their knives. That is just something you get. They're really cool about giving you some percentages off their knives, but they are giving you an MSRP, meaning they are giving you a value of what they determine the MSRP is, but they're giving it to you as a deal, and everybody else gets it as a deal. So, I mean, it's one of the things. Walmart, I don't see any of the companies having it. I think Kubey's just their own little thing. So, I mean, I'm not really knowledgeable in this section whatsoever, so any Kubey lovers out there, anything like that at all, they're going to understand what this is. Me, this is all new to me. So, I mean, on that note, excuse me, we'll go on to it. So, first Kubey up in block, chopping block. So we'll go ahead and open this bad boy up, and we have got, I believe this is called a Vagrant. That's what this is called. They're all names. This is going to be in black G10. For those of you who don't know what G10 means, it's just a type of plastic that's a little bit more, malleable to the hands. It makes you feel good. The feeling of it's great. That's what I love about this. This has got some good old thumb. I love that. That is just beautiful. That thumb action. You hear that? Look at that click. Interlock. All these knives are going to be, well, almost all of them are going to be interlock. A lot of your knives do have interlock, but I do like that the fact that we can go with the thumbs, which I love thumb studs. I mean, you could do the backflip. That backflip is amazing. Just doing that backflip is awesome. And this knife has such a great feeling to it. There's not much. Deep carry. A lot of people want deep carry. They want this covered. When you put it in your jeans, they want it to be all the way through. Deep carry, all of this. Beautiful. And we're looking at 1428 steel. This is OS 10. This is OS 10, which is pretty much comparable to 1428 steel. Just to let you know, people, what they do is they just take steels and they add a few little things, some components to it, just to call it their own steel. So we'll just put it like that, kind of to stay off the steel marking waste. But I mean, anything that's up above ACR to me is pretty decent. I'll probably bring in some really crappy knives later on, but they're not more for crap. They're just more or less to show you that I just like them. They're just for looks and stuff like that. But this is a beautiful knife. As we can see, we'll go ahead and put it up towards the Paraxis. And the Paraxis is about almost, we're looking about something similar to each other. I wish that the Paraxis had thumb studs. They will later on. In a while, I'm going to put some thumb studs on the Paraxis, by the way. And on that note, while we're on the Paraxis, let's pull this Paraxis out. So we got a Paraxis here. We got that mini Paraxis. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger than the mini Paraxis, like I told you before. Really nice little. And then we're going to bring out the good old, if I can get it out of here. Sorry there. Okay, we got her. We got the CGBR Pyrite Light. And that, you can tell, is way. So you can see that it's actually almost kind of in between, but it's a little bit more chunkier, meaning it's a little bit more bigger. We got the Paraxis, and the mini Paraxis is just a really small knife. So when you put it in your hand, as you can see, I got big fat hands. My pinky barely even fits on this, so you really can't. But if you choke up on this thing, my whole hand will fit into it. But I don't really like choking up on this one as much because it is closer to the blade, so sometimes you can feel that blade, and that might be an issue, especially if you have bigger hands. If you have smaller hands, I think you probably will have a lot easier of a chance. But that's what we got here. On this bad boy, we're looking almost. I said almost because, as you can see, it's barely hanging. But we do have a choke up on this one. Choke up, same thing with me on this choke up, but you can actually put a little bit more on this plastic part right here, which can really stop you from actually coming up here more right here. But it's nice. It's good. What we said before, button. Yep, we got a buttoner. So that's those two. And that is something that is comparable to it. And showing you kind of what the size is on that. Pull out the tape measure, kind of measure it from the there. It's about 7 inches and a quarter, I'd say 7 1/4. So we're looking at 7 1/4 on this thing. Nice. You know, we're looking at the blade length on this bad boy. We did that before. We're looking on the blade length about that 3 1/8 on the blade. I mean, it is nice. I mean, you see that? Look at that. Let's check that out. I mean, it's a very slow drop. It's just nice. I mean, you can push it down and assist it to come down. I would have to say, out of all the knives that I've been playing with and just fidgeting with and stuff like that, I have to say this Kubey is really awesome. I have no complaints whatsoever. I used to be a big back flipper. I used to love back flips, which back flips still, I like them, but I'm really digging the thumb studs. Just the thumb studs just feel so good because it's just the assertive punch that you give the blade. You can hear that clicking sound. And let me be quiet because you hear me all the time anyway. Nice little kickage and everything like that. Really cool little knife. We're not looking at a lanyard spot, so I don't see a lanyard. So, right here. That's where you do the lanyard. I gotta remember they do this innard stuff. Remember, I'm new to this game, so I'm learning just as much as you're learning as well. So this is the first time I've owned a Kubey. This is AUS 10, like I said, AUS 10 steel. Nice steel. Nice. It's actually really nice. So we had this in the middle of the Paraxis and the mini Paraxis, and the CGR Bright is being a lot more bigger. Now we go to our next one. So we'll go ahead and set this aside to the side. And on that note, we'll go to the next Kubey. Next Kubey up, we have, and I believe, oh man, if I remember right, I can't remember exactly what this is. This could be the Vagrant and the other one could be not the Vagrant. I don't know exactly. So the thing is, on the box, I don't give you the name of the knife, which is really dissatisfying. It just tells you the color and the model make. This is G10, just like the other one, and it's 1428 steel. So, as you can see, nice little... I like this a little bit better because, like I told you before, I like the Wharncliffe. So we're looking at a Wharncliffe on this. Same positive thing. You could do with your thumb studs. You could do with your back flip. And that's all this does. So you're rolling on this hole. This hole right here is where you're sticking your finger. And as you can see, some of your finger comes through that hole. So that way you just get a good, perfect thing. I mean, if you're a guy, you should know really well how this hole works out for you. As you can see, back finger in that bitch. Fucking works great. I love it. It's nice. Deep carry pocket. Just like the other knife, deep carry. We'll go ahead and check out the size on these bad boy. So we got the Vagrant and whatever that's called, of course, because I can't remember exactly. We're looking at the same thing. Just a little bit difference on the handles, where the handles is more rounder on this one. So this is more like an Elementum type. I mean, as you can see, the mini Paraxis is kind of like this in a way. It's got the double divot for you to put your fingers, but the Elementum is more like this. It's usually it's a go-to type of knife that everybody likes to get. So, I mean, that's just what it is all about. As you can see, this one actually has one choil and then one here that comes down a dip here, which is kind of very, as you could say, very nice. It feels good in the hands. I mean, the other one felt pretty decent. Like I told you before, I got big hands, so these things, they barely fit in my hands. But you're not going to work up on the choil on this one. I don't think you're going to work up on the choil on this one as well. Yeah, you're not going to be doing that. Well, you can. You can. But just like I said before, you got your finger. It's really close to that blade. So you just really got to be careful. I mean, you can do it. It's just, it's one of those things where I just don't like taking the chance. I mean, if you need to do something, I mean, just put your fingers back here and use it like that, you know, just kind of like use the knife that way, you know. And this one, we're looking at the same way too, you know. You got this, and you can even chomp up on it like this, and this is, you're going to get more precise, you know, chops and stuff like that. So I like this one. I mean, this is a very nice knife. I mean, I like it. I mean, it doesn't give you the choice for the black flipper like the other one does. The other one does give you a little bit more, a little bit more stuff to flick it with. You got a little bit more fidgeting ways of tools and everything. So that is the other Kubey that we have. Like I said, one's a Vagrant and the other one is a... Someone will say it in the thing. I am sorry. I should have found out exactly what the name was. I mean, honestly, I'm not a Kubey person, so I've never owned a Kubey before. These are the first Kubeys I've owned in, well, forever. I've never had owned one. So it's new to me, I just learned about them a couple days ago. So, and last but not least, are expensive Kubey. So now we'll go ahead and give you a kind of refrain. That's $70. That's $60. This is $70. So we just went a $10 upgrade. So we went from this, and then we went from this, and I mean the steel is the same, my friends, and the knife is not as big as the other one. So I mean it's all just a matter of opinion. I mean I don't know if this really deserves to be more expensive than this one because you have more functionalities with this one. Because I mean you got the thumbs, you got the back flipper, you got a little bit more on this one. So I think this one is it. But if you don't like this blade shape, you can go for this blade shape. These knives are all sold out, by the way. I was amazed that these knives just sell out like mad crazy. I mean, people are just mad abusing these motherfuckers. They just come in and buy them out like immediately. So Kubey is a good brand. People really like them and want them. And not only that, when you go to their site and they say they're sold out, 9 times out of 10, it's companies that come in or whatnot people that come in and just buy them all out and then just sell them. So you need to understand that's where all your Kubeys are going. That's why it's always sold out. If you hear someone and whatnot say, "Oh, these are sold out," well, that's because of you guys. You guys go into Kubey and you buy buttloads of these things. Buttloads of these knives, and that's why these knives are sold out. It's not sold out because buttloads of people are going in there and buying them. It's because people are buying them in massive quantities and selling them in their shops. So I mean, it's almost like these guys are more just giving you money. Yeah, it's like going to like a warehouse and just buying the knives up there, and that's what you're doing. So I mean, that's your 2 right there. This one, this next one I'm coming on to, I believe it's. Oh wait. This is called a Bellagurus, something like that. Bellagurus. I remember now. The Vagrant and the Bellagurus. Now this one, I remember this one because it's got a weird name. It's called a yokai. The only reason why I know that, I'll show you when we open it up. So this is an expensive Kubey. This Kubey is not $60, $70. This Kubey is $90. Now remember I told you when you go on their site you're paying 20% less than $90. So you ever hear someone say, "Oh, retail on that's $90, man. That's mapping. That's where you got the." It's like, okay, but when you go to their site, all their knives are 20% off, and I think they're always 20% off. So just to let you know. So we got here, as you can see, as far as size, I mean, it's understandable that this is more expensive than these because look at how big. I mean, you got the back flipper. This one doesn't have a back flipper. So this one, which is really weird that this one's more expensive than this one, and it doesn't even have a back flipper. Look at this back flipper, thumb stuff. Just a hold, pull it up. I don't understand these things. I don't understand the making of these knives when you make your knives with the back flipper, and I know you're looking at it. There's nothing else. So this is only one way, one ticket. But what makes this amazing is it's just butter. It is butter. I mean, it is just nice. But this is a button. This is a button. See the drop on that? See that? That drop is just amazing. But it's a button lock. So a button lock is, I mean, a lot of people will look at you and tell you that the button lock is one that they don't really prefer that much. Unless it's an interlock. So meaning that there's a piece of metal here that the button's pushing on to allow it to open up, because remember I showed the interlocks and most blades are right here. But when you have a button interlock, the metal comes from the back here and it holds the knife and it holds it sturdy. Actually, matter of fact, everybody loves those more because those are the strongest ones, because you're putting more pressure on this one, where this one is not taking as much of the beating on this side. But these button locks, I mean, they use springs and stuff like that, I believe. So, I mean, you just have to worry about springs being damaged and stuff like that. But, I mean, it's a butter knife. I mean, I do like the jimping here. And I do like the gimping for that pushing down. I think that's awesome because the finger fits in the perfect. Why I say a yokai is because it's a tanto edge. And the thing about tanto edges is they're almost kind of like wakizashis. You know, because wakizashis have that edge that go like that. And that's why I believe they call it a yokai, to be honest. It's a thick knife. All these knives are thick, by the way. All of them are pretty thick. I mean, meaning that there's just a flat rate to them when it comes to the blade. None of them are hollow. This looks like it's a little bit hollowed out down here, but I don't really think it has anything to do with that. What I mean by hollowed out means when they grind the metal down here, so it's a really thin knife, meaning it's going to be very, very, very slicey. Now, these are going to be slicey because these are thin, but I mean, they're not going to be as slicey as a hollow ground. A hollow ground, let's see if I can find a knife with a hollow ground. Oh, well, we do have a hollow ground. We have Mr. Cormant. See that? See that dip right there? That is a hollow ground. That means this knife is very thin between this blade and here. And that gives it a very good way of slicey. Slicey dicey, my friend. That's what makes it really nice. This is a heavy knife. This is a big knife. This is bigger than all these. I mean, we'll take specs on this. I mean, there's a Cormant like I had before. There's a mini Paraxis up against it. Not even close. Not even close. Not even close. And this is a button lock, just like that one. And then we'll go with the CGRB, which this, by far, is what you want it to go up against. Because if you look at that, the CGRB Pyrite is always really big, but not as big as that yokai. That yokai is chunky. I mean, look at the plastic on that. Look at that. That knife is like almost double the size and the thickness of this metal. And you look at that. Look at that. Look at the thickness of that. This is thick as, this is a chonker, dude. This is a beater, even though it's got a button lock. I mean, a lot of people don't like using button locks as beaters, but I mean, it is a knife to be beaten up with. I have to say, these Kubeys, they're great. This is a light knife. This is a light knife as well. I'm on that board on saying that. And then you got the yokai. So we got a Vagrant, a Bella Gurse, I think it's called, or something like that. And then we got the yokai. I mean, I like that. I like that. I love how it's got both sides for clips. But you need to understand, this is Kubey. Kubey's making sure that left-handers are going to enjoy themselves because there's going to be a place to put two. And I like how they put the piece of metal here. So the indentations inside of here. Deep carry with this also. Deep carry and the niceness of this clip, very nice. They make their knives really good. I have nothing to complain about these guys. I mean, before when I saw them, it was just the chonkiness of this plastic, as you can see how thick it is. I mean, I'm used to these. I mean, you can see the thickness between these knives. It is just a difference. Even though this is light, it's still just so thick, you know, it just got that thickness on it. And I mean, you saw that this one's thick. It just keeps going up, you know, it just doesn't stop, you know. I mean, we got a backspacer on it. What a backspacer is there's where the lanyard goes, by the way. Backspacer means that they just cover this up. And you can actually modify your knives and put backspaces on it. You could actually find companies that'll, I don't know about Kubey. Maybe Kubey does it themselves. Maybe you can buy it at their place. I don't know. That's something you would have to look and find up your own information about that. But when it comes down to it, these are really good knives. I really had a ball having these knives. I think they're great. There's nothing bad about them. I mean, the prices on these, I saw the prices and I thought they were ridiculous, but now that I've owned it and I've put it in my hand and I've actually used it a little bit, I have to say that these things are very, very awesome. I like them. Well, on that note, people, I hope you liked this episode. I hope it was great for you. It was great for me. If you can, just come back again and we'll see some other knives. I could care less whatever you do. I mean, I just like to see you back again. And on that note, we out.